I think we've got to end peak rail fares. I think it is an insanity that we have an attempt to push people back into a workplace while we still have peak rail fares. I think it is destructive for city economies. I think it's destructive for community, and I think it's destructive for kind of team building in businesses. I'm not a big advocate for pushing everybody back into an office 5 days a week, but in a cost of living crisis, it's the one kind of big retail offer. It would mean a slightly higher tax subsidy for the rail network, but we subsidise it anyway. The only issue is one of balance. And I don't think another kind of small uptick on that would be too problematic given the general parlous state of our finances. In any event, the other one you'll have definitely heard me bang on about a lot, which is pre-approval of planning. One of the things that has blown my mind about this government is it has a massive majority. It doesn't have a particular loyalty to the sorts of areas that are resistant to industry and housing being thrown up everywhere. And yet they've kind of pulled their punches on planning approval. I think they should be much more radical on that. One of the great ways of forging growth in this country is to do it through building, whether that's kind of infrastructure building, house building, or industry building. But that happens much faster and in a much easier way if you have a much more radical removal of this weird, outdated planning system we have. And I won't bore you on about pre-approval, but I think just a more radical one. I think we need to end the triple lock. And I say this as someone who is sadly much closer to being a beneficiary of the triple lock than anybody else here. But by 2030, it's going to rise to £15.5 billion a year. It is not sustainable given the parlous state of our finances.